future, Samus is actually Link, and Link is actually Mario, and Mario is actually Star Fox, and Star Fox is Bayonetta.
NANI?! Omoe wa shinderu.
Welcome back, Space Cadets. And I said it. I took both our catchphrases.
Welcome back, Space Cadets, to Hal and Dave's trip to Jupiter, where, I don't even know what to say to some of these things.
It's true.
Here we are playing Metroid Prime once again.
Samus is learning she has all the hands.
Whoa. Heat. Fire hot.
Fire is hot. Maybe you should ask Adam about using your thermal suit. I think it might be...
Oh wait, we've already avoided that. We're already using the thermal suit. Oh yeah, so... Space pirates become a lot more prevalent in this game as you progress. And that guy's trying to kamikaze into us, so we're gonna drop some super missiles on these guys.
Die.
Yeah.
Die, pirate. You don't belong in this world.
That would be Dracula, but sure.
Well, you know, Samus is gonna fight Dracula in New Smash, probably.
That is absolutely true.
Die, Samus, you don't belong in this world.
Oh yeah, okay, so this is a fun little puzzle where they have the Triclops that you just morph ball bomb all the time. And one of these paths does not have, like, hot lava on it, or maybe we need to activate something first.
Well, we don't want Samus to die in hot lava.
Yeah, really. East channel door sealed.
Ah, yes, Samus. Scan everything. And find the lore. Lore.
Oh, yeah. So it wasn't receiving power, which is our hint that we want to use the wave beam to charge up this whole thing.
Ah, puzzle lore. My favorite lore.
It is the most lore. Although it's a little bit hard to see parts of the terrain relative to everything. So this magma pump goes ahead and cools the way for us.
Magma pump.
Oh yeah.
Magma Pump is the name of my 80s cartoon villain, Magma Pump.
Was he a Transformer or a G.I. Joe villain?
I'm going to go with G.I. Joe. That sounds like... his gimmick is that he has 4 flamethrowers. That's better than 2. And
Obviously.
he drives a Firebird motorcycle. And he goes like, "I'm gonna burn you, Joes, to death!" In the comics, he goes like, "I'm gonna destroy you, Joes, to death."
I was gonna say, in the show, you're not allowed to say kill, so you just say destroy.
They actually did get away with saying kill in the cartoon. Believe it or
Really?
not. Yeah.
Because there was a lot of cartoons that they couldn't say kill, and so they would just say destroy.
Well, G.I. Joe, despite how censored it is in comparison to a lot of other things...
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's not even that censored. They'll always show somebody surviving from a parachute.
I remember that. Like, they would get shot down out of their jets.
They did try to have consequences for all the characters who experienced... So, like, all the characters would be injured in case they got something or anything else. Actually, and
nice.
G.I. Joe was also surreal, too. There's this episode where they actually mess with Shipwreck and believe he's in his regular town, but it's Cobra manipulating his mind. All sorts of weird shit like that.
That's a trip.
Yeah, it was later the basis of an X-Men episode. Weapon X Lies and Videotape, which is one of my favorite cartoon titles of all time.
Isn't that like an episode where Mojo comes in and just wants to get ratings?
No, it's about Wolverine discovering that most of his memories might be false.
Oh, wait. That's right. So on the map, I was reading the map wrong, actually, and so we came back here because if you look at the map right now,
yeah,
the map in the top right in this game only shows the current room you're in.
Yeah.
Whereas in the sequels, they actually tend to show like adjacent rooms as well.
I think that's actually better setup, if I'm being honest. Like, you don't show the whole map, but show the adjacent rooms.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I kind of navigated a little bit incorrectly there.
Fair.
So let's see what's oh yeah, so you are a puddle spore. Sentient floating lava mollusk.
It's a puddle spore.
He's a puddle spore.
Puddle spore.
Puddle spore.
God, this is such a Ninja Turtles villain. My name is Puddle Spore. I'm a puddle and a spore. Like, it sounds like he's like...
Yeah, I think we're going off on a path that we can't really fully follow, but let's see where this goes.
Well,
these guys become platforms for us when we shoot them.
Oh, we're halfway there. Oh.
No, because I know the path we're on right now, and we're kind of like, oh hey Magmar.
It's Magmar. He's the best Pokemon. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He has a duckbill for some reason that I find relatively enjoyable.
Magmar, that Pokemon that I couldn't get in the red version, even though he was red.
You never actually got him? Shit.
Well, I mean, I had to like get a blue version to like show me the way.
Show you the way?
Yeah, we are very low on missiles.
I thought Electabuzz was the blue version.
No, Electabuzz was a red version Pokemon.
Shit. I might be misremembering shit then.
Okay, so our friend John may know Pokemon really well in all of its eras, but I was the master of Gen 1 and 2.
It's fair. Gen 2 was the only time I ever got all the Pokemon of a generation.
Yeah, I completed the Pokédex in Gen 1 and 2, and then Gen 3 was kind of the point where I was a little bit older, and I'm like, you know, they're kind of making the same game over and over again. And I started to play, like, other stuff. And that's around the time where I discovered games like this.
Gen 3, I just didn't get really too invested in, unfortunately.
7 out of 10, too much water.
Too much water. In general, I went back to it, and I find it a lot better than I remember.
Notice how I'm destroying these stalactites, and they fall on the Magmors. Nice little environmental trap there.
Oh, that's cool.
So, where the... Oh, hey, we can go here. Spider Ball?
Spider Ball does whatever a Spider Ball does.
That's right.
Gets infected with a symbiote, becomes Dark Samus. Oh god, no. Look out.
Here comes the Spider Ball.
God.
Where are we now? Okay, so we are...
in a room!
Okay, so I actually took, like, the correct route out of there, because I think the other route is kind of a dead end.
So you accidentally took the correct route.
I accidentally took the right route.
Oh my god. War!
Now, we're going to Talon Overworld West.
I'm on a platform of love. Man, her knees are spiky.
She is. She could, like, knee kick you and it would hurt.
Yes, very much so. Well, she would stab me, so I imagine, yes, it would hurt.
Alright, so there's only one way through here.
One way.
One direction.
Oh,
it's
God.
like that one band.
One Direction is so irrelevant.
So, like, hey, I had a younger cousin who would just always watch, like, whatever show they had on, like, Nickelodeon or I don't even remember.
Disney Channel.
Was it Disney Channel? Because, like, she
Nick,
watched,
I think
she watches, like, Teen Nick, and she watches, like, Disney Channel, and it's like...
I remember when I was younger, I was babysitting my cousin, and I was going through an existential moment watching a show called Dog with a Blog.
You mentioned this before, yeah. It sounds quite awful.
Well, it's about a talking dog who has a blog, and I don't know why. And again, like, I do somehow remember, like, weird talking dog shows that people forget about. Have you ever heard of the 100 Deeds of Eddie McDowd?
Christ, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I remember it, and I watched it.
Wasn't it like a dude who was, like, kind of a jerk, and then he got turned into a dog?
Okay, so...
had to repent?
The idea is that this guy's a bully, and he's like a super bully, and he's like, yo, man, I'm gonna hurt you, and then he runs into this guy who's like, yo, dude, I'm gonna curse you and turn you into a dog, and he's like,
oh,
no!
So we need the grapple beam.
And then he turns into a dog, and he gets adopted by his former, like the guy he was bullying.
Yeah.
And the guy he was bullying is the only one who can hear him talk.
Yeah, was this a Nicktoons show?
It wasn't a Nicktoons show, it was a live action. It was a Nickelodeon show.
Yeah, Nickelodeon. Yeah, because I know what you're saying. I know what you're talking about.
It was a Snick show. Snick,
Yeah,
Snick,
dude,
Snick.
it was like Snick around like 1999 or something.
Well, you know, back when Snick was interesting, I remember all the shows. I actually used to enjoy them a lot. I remember, okay, weird one. I actually do have a story involving one.
We've returned to the ship.
So let me tell you one that's at least sci-fi related.
Okay.
Space Cases.
I remember that because the original Black Power Ranger was on the show.
Yeah, and another person on the show too. So one of my friends was at a con.
Yes.
And so I think it was Haley, or what's her name? Anyway.
I need to check the map, so keep talking.
Okay, so you know the show Firefly, right?
Yes.
One of the actresses was actually from Space Cases, landed a role on Firefly. I think she was Kaylee.
Okay.
I'm gonna check. Hey, Firefly, bring it. It's dead. It's dead. I'm okay.
Firefly's dead.
Yeah. Well, it was canceled after one season. People tried to bring it back. Blah blah blah.
I think we gotta go to the Chozo Ruins.
Fair enough. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to. Yeah, Kaylee. Anyway, so here's what happened. My friend went up to her, and he remembers Space Cases because he enjoyed it. So he went up to the actress who played Kaylee and was like, "Yeah, didn't you have a role on Space Cases?" And she was shocked that he knew about it.
Wow.
Just utter shock that she mentioned it, like, to him, that she never hears that, or nobody remembers it. And I
can see why.
Well, Space Cases has actually solid writing. The effects are just awful.
Well, yeah, of course. It was like Nicktoons show. But,
well, yeah, but the writing staff...
We got a... No, okay, so we got the Wave Beam, and we got the Spider Ball.
Okay. Fair enough. But
oh, I know where we're supposed to be. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, okay. You got it?
You talked to me about Space Cases just long enough that I remember what we were doing.
Fair enough. Anyway.
Honestly, Space Cadets, it's been a long time since our last recording session of this game, so I kind of lost my place.
Don't apologize to Space Cadets, just accept it. Move on!
That's true. Our Space Cadets have been very cool, very accepting of everything.
Yeah, like, and also...
I've had a chance to talk with a few of them.
Yeah, true. In general, though, alright, so actually, the writing staff on Space Cases are actually two of my favorite writers. Bill Mummy, he was the kid in Lost in Space, but he's actually a pretty good writer overall. He also starred in Babylon 5, which is one of my favorite TV shows of all time.
Oh, nice.
And Peter David, who's actually one of my favorite comic book writers, he also did some really great Star Trek novels. So the writing staff had to deal with, like, Nickelodeon kind of hand-holding them and not really giving them enough, like, space to do stuff, because there's actually some really good ideas in there.
I imagine so. Like Nickelodeon probably had certain rules they wanted them to play by.
Yeah, no,
I was like, you must be this funny and this politically correct or something like that.
Well, like, it's not just that. What it was that they had an adult cast on the show too that they wanted to give development to, but they were, like, only focused on the kids. Which, you know, it's fine. Though, admittedly, a show I think actually does hold up not too badly is...
Wow, this beetle doesn't want to die.
The Secret World of Alex Mack. I somehow can still go back
to... the girl who could, like, melt into goop.
Yeah, she also had electric beam powers and shit.
Alright, so let's blow up this tree while we're doing this.
Actually, if you really want to go back to a good show and get the 90s, you go for Adventures of Pete and Pete. That show is so of its time, but I still like it a lot.
We need to jump from a higher point.
God, Artie, strongest man in the world. I will always remember you. Samus, you're not strong as Artie.
You know, it's times like this where I'm glad that you and I are, like, kind of the same age, because when you talk about these things, I remember them, because I encounter, like, so many other people, and I have some friends who are, like, younger than me, and, like, they remember their own things, and I'm like, man, like, I was so fucking old by the time you remembered those things.
Well, like, the thing with a lot of this stuff is I remember watching these things, and Pete and Pete was one of the shows I really got into as a kid. I just don't, like, I know it wasn't the most popular Nick show, but that one spoke to me the most when I was younger.
Here we go.
For some reason. And I was like, but, you know, but what I liked was the older Pete stories, and I did like the kid Pete stories to an extent, but older Pete...
I guess there's something to relate to for both age groups.
Yeah.
So let's see. There's we can go over here actually. I think we can go all the way down this path. It's a dead end as far as I can remember, but it will be it will show a new neat power that is unique to Metroid Prime.
The weirdest thing about Adventures of Pete and Pete was that it wasn't initially intended to be a TV show. It was a series of commercials.
Really?
Yeah. It started out that way. It's a very unique show.
So, oh hey, actually, we are back where we fought the first plated beetle.
I just realized something. Why haven't I made a Legend of the Hidden Temple joke yet?
I don't know. We're literally in all of the hidden temples.
I'm talking about Nickelodeon. I'm talking about this shit.
Yeah.
And I haven't
also
made...
in the Chozo ruins in the hidden temples.
So
with Olmec.
Olmec. Oh. So what? Were you a Silver Monkeys fan?
The Shrine of the Silver Monkey.
Well, what were the teams again? I think it was like the Red. Fucking name that time. I barely remember. I was actually more a fan of Gas. Or Guts.
Nickelodeon Guts?
Yeah, I like that show.
Okay, so you know... Where'd it go? It left. It pieced out.
Fuck!
It's like, you're not worth my time.
I don't want to deal with you today.
Okay, so yeah, actually that was a special instance where the Wii version is actually harder. Just because you're actually forced to aim. You can actually turn off aiming in the Wii version, though. Like, it can just center your reticle at all times.
I think that's fair.
To make it more like the GameCube version.
You know, at least...
I'm surprised that they didn't offer GameCube controller support, though.
That one is odd for me, but, you know... Nintendo, when it does, tries to get people to try the new thing.
Yeah.
They're like, try the new thing,
so
please!
Whoops.
Nice job.
I dropped the spider ball on that one.
I wonder if there's like I wonder if somebody has tried to do an entire morph ball playthrough where you, at any point you're just the morph ball.
I mean, literally impossible, in the sense that there are a lot of doors you could not open as a morph ball.
Fair.
Alright, let's land ourselves properly. There we go.
But, in all seriousness...
So, I think we're about to go to what is essentially an optional power-up.
Cool.
That's what's neat, and the Super Metroid actually had a bit of this too, but it's more pronounced in this game.
Hidden lore, hidden lore, hidden lore. Lore.
Yeah, really. We're gonna keep rolling until we get there.
Fair enough. But, Guts with the crag. The crag to me was the coolest thing of all time. Just that big
the aggro crag.
That big friggin' glowing mountain. I was just like, man, the kids who won that were able to sell that trophy, and it goes for like a lot of money nowadays. Just for the
So we're gonna break down these pillars.
Break the aggro crag.
We're gonna break the aggro crag.
For great justice.
For everlasting peace. We've been screwing that up ever since we played Mega Man.
It's true. I don't care. I don't care how much we're screwing it up.
Yeah, really.
Well, with great responsibility comes great power.
There you go. Oh, so I think these are like special scans right here.
Lore. Man, I bring up a Spider-Man reference in the thing, and the enemies having a alliterative P name. Great. That's great. I can't escape you, Spider-Man.
Oculus.
The Oculus Rift.
I'll show you my Oculus Rift.
Isn't that just your horribly deformed penis?
Well, my super missile bounced straight off that thing. That sucks.
Or, like I said, it's horribly deformed. But anyway, it has clamps.
My super missile brings all these boys to the yard.
Well, your special, like, clamp cannon. The clamp cannon.
Because every time, like, these outer rings kind of fall down when the support struts fall down. So you have to just, like, aim around these, like, Oculus enemies that are blocking the way.
Sure. They are the magic ocular people of Ocula. I'm just
the people of Oculon 5.
Oculon 5 is the best one. Clearly the drug birds were just like, you know, you don't belong here anymore. You're here with us. We're gonna smoke you and shit.
I'm just surprised at the number of life forms in the Metroid universe that are protected against missile launchers.
That's what we call evolution.
It's like those fucking like super viruses I was hearing about the other day. Alright, so this.
Samus has the power.
I have the power!
And it'll be... And now
WaveBuster acquired.
Samus has now become She-Ra, Princess of the Universe. She's gonna wave bust.
What on earth does the WaveBuster do, Space Cadets? Find out next time on Hal and Dave's Trip to Jupiter.